Welcome to Lesson 5, the final lesson. And before we get into it, I want to take a second to acknowledge you because you actually showed up for this. All 5 lessons, that puts you in a very small percentage of people who start something and actually see it through. Most people collect courses the way they collect gym memberships, bought in a moment of motivation, forgotten by the following week, but that is not you. That tells me something about you. So today, I want to show you the complete picture, not just neurovelocity, not just the invisible mountain, or the 4 ceilings, how it all fits together. Let's go. Let me start with a question. How have most people been taught to create success? More effort, more discipline, more hustle, more hours, more sacrifice. In other words, more of everything that's already not working. I call this horizontal movement, forward, backward, sideways, but always on the same plane, same ceiling, different scenery, same altitude. And here's the part nobody wants to admit. Horizontal movement feels like progress. It produces the sensation of working. It just doesn't produce vertical results. Now here's the contrast. Going vertical is completely different. It happens when one internal shift produces an exponential external result, not gradual, not incremental, exponential. One shift in how you see reality, one shift in what you believe is possible, one shift in who you've become. And suddenly, the same effort that was producing horizontal results starts producing vertical ones. Not because you worked harder, because the person doing the work changed. If you want a vertical upgrade where you gain exponential success and begin to create the life of your dreams without working so hard you burn out, going vertical rests on 3 pillars. And once you see how they connect, I think you're going to recognize exactly where you already are in this process. Pillar 1, become a reality architect. Here's something most people never question. They think reality happens to them. The bad day happens to them. The rejection happens to them. The plateau happens to them. But you are not receiving reality. You are generating it. Every pattern running quietly in the background. Every belief that's been setting your ceiling without your permission. Every old story you've carried so long, it started to feel like personality. None of that is the truth about you. It's old programming, and old programming can be removed. This is where you wake up, where you see the pattern clearly enough that it can never run you the same way again, where you stop being a character reacting to your life and become the architect of it. That's pillar 1. You stop receiving reality. You start generating it. Pillar 2, becoming totally aligned with your vision. Once you're generating reality instead of reacting to it, the next question is obvious. Generating what reality? Exactly? This is where you create the vision. Not the safe, edited, permission-seeking version, the real one. The one you'd actually ask for if you knew you couldn't fail. But here's what almost nobody tells you about vision. Having one isn't enough. The moment you set a real vision, you'll feel it. That pull in 2 directions. Part of you wants to go all in. Another part is quietly blocking your success, protecting you from a risk that isn't even real anymore. That's not a character flaw. That's an unresolved part of you that's never been aligned to the real you. Alignment is where that gets resolved, where the inner conflict ends, where your beliefs, your emotions, and your actions stop fighting each other and start moving in the same direction at the same time. That's pillar 2, a real vision, and every part of you finally moving toward it together. Pillar 3, transforming your identity. Here's something I need you to hear clearly because it's the truth most people never get told. You will never out-earn your own self-image. Also, you can have anything you want. But first, you must become the person who can have it. You can architect your reality. You can align every part of yourself with a powerful vision. And if your self-belief hasn't changed, you will still find your way back to where you started every time, because the version of you holding on to your limits is still the old version. Most people have this backwards. They think, Get the result, and then you'll believe it. Get the success, and then you'll feel worthy of it. Have it, and somehow you'll become the kind of person who deserves it. It doesn't work that way. It never has. You don't get what you want by deserving it. You get it by becoming the person who already lives there. Identity is where that happens, where the old self-image gets replaced, not managed, not talked over, replaced with a new one, installed not as a thought you have, but as who you truly are. That is the most powerful transformation available to a human being. That's pillar 3. And when all 3 pillars are in motion, you stop trying to go vertical. You simply become the person who can have vertical success and massive results. Neurovelocity was the demonstration. One small shift in your mind, and even with just that one shift, you felt something change. You felt what it's like when resistance drops. The clarity, the focus, the sense of being fully present in your own life instead of watching it from somewhere behind your eyes. You have officially completed the Neurovelocity course. You now know success comes from state, not just effort. You know the invisible mountain is inside you and it has a name. You know how to access neurovelocity on demand. You know why breakthroughs fade and what the 4 ceilings are. And you now know what going vertical actually requires, becoming the architect of your own reality, aligning every part of yourself with a real vision, and becoming the person who can have the life of your dreams. A different understanding of yourself than you had when you started. And here's what I know about people who reach this point. They don't want to go back to horizontal. They felt vertical, even just a taste of it. And they know the ceiling they've been hitting was never the truth about what they're capable of. If that's you, and I think it is, or you wouldn't have made it to lesson 5, I want to invite you to one more video. Not because you have to watch it, but because it might be the most important 12 minutes of everything we've done together. It's called How to Get Your Vertical Upgrade. And in it, I show you exactly how to take everything you've learned here and go all the way with it. There is a link to video 6 is right below this video. Watch it when you're ready. Take your time, grab a coffee, and if what you see in it feels like the obvious next step, you'll know exactly what to do. This is Kevin Powers, the Transformation Engineer. It's been genuinely great having you in this course. Now, let's go get your vertical upgrade.